makes people believe in conspiracy theories and misinformation? Who are the kinds of people that believe in them? And how do you talk to someone who's fallen down the rabbit hole? One of the big things people often get wrong is that only stupid people or certain types of people buy into misinformation or conspiracy theories.
People don't believe in conspiracy theories because they just don't know how to think hard enough.
The first thing to understand here is that real conspiracies do exist. Secret plans between people to do something harmful happen all the time.
Boeing has agreed to plead guilty to criminal conspiracy.
Volkswagen's cheating of emissions.
The man who revealed America's sweeping spy program, Edward Snowden.
The so-called Panama Papers, the world's wealthiest, may be hiding billions offshore.
Conspiracy theories, on the other hand, are a belief that a conspiracy exists, but often without any solid evidence, based on suspicion rather than facts.
There's things that have been going on since the assassination of JFK.
9/11, vaccines, GMO.
Asking questions and being skeptical of power is a good thing. But how does healthy skepticism turn into blind distrust, where people start believing in something so strongly that they dismiss any evidence that goes against it?
You ask the doctors how much they're being paid to say that.
Are you suggesting that every single doctor in the NHS is part of a conspiracy theory?
You ask them that.
What is it that drives intelligent and rational people to believe in seemingly irrational ideas and theories? According to misinformation research, there are three main motives: a desire to understand, a desire to feel good about yourself and belong, and a desire to feel safe and in control. Let's start with the first one, epistemic motives. As humans, we instinctively look for simple and clear explanations to the world around us. For example, the flat Earth conspiracy is a much simpler idea than the reality that we live on a rotating sphere.
Stationary and flat versus globular and moving, right? I'm looking around, I feel like I'm standing still.
This desire for simplicity and consistency is also why people are more likely to trust ideas that support what they already believe. This is also known as confirmation bias. For example, after the assassination attempt on US President Donald Trump, a bunch of conspiracy theories popped up online. People already distrustful of Donald Trump were more likely to believe the theories that he faked it.
I think this whole thing is staged. The fact that they only got his ear.
That was all fabricated. Some noise, they put a little scratch on his ear, threw a little blood on his face.
While Donald Trump supporters, already distrustful of the government, were more likely to believe the conspiracy theories that it was a government plot.
That was a planned job.
It's a dance to FBI.
CIA, maybe. Obama is involved in this.
Another thing humans instinctively do is try to find meaning in random events.
People are built to detect patterns. That's just how we're hardwired.
But sometimes our brains identify patterns that aren't really there. This is known as illusory pattern detection. In the early days of COVID, people noticed that the city where the virus was first detected had recently installed 5G towers. So a conspiracy theory started spreading that 5G causes COVID.
Wuhan, China, they put up 10,000 of these!
You know when they turn this on, it's going to kill everyone, and that's why they're building the hospitals?
And 5G towers started getting attacked.
This has fast become a familiar sight.
Whenever this kind of thing happens, experts are quick to remind people that correlation doesn't equal causation. If ice cream sales go up at the same time as jellyfish stings do every year, it's not because ice cream is making jellyfish angry, it's probably just summertime. Next up, let's take a look at social motives. People like to see themselves and the things that they do in a positive way, and believing in conspiracy theories or misinformation can help with that. For example, if you believe climate change is a hoax, you don't have to feel guilty about not changing your behaviour.
It's much easier to say scientists are deceiving us than to acknowledge, okay, this is a problem and I'm actually contributing to it as well and we need to do something.
Believing can also make people feel smarter and superior because they feel like they know the real truth and haven't been tricked like everyone else.
It's got almost a religious narrative. I was blind, but now I see. Now I'm not like the deluded.
You don't think the pyramids were built by humans?
No, I don't. Impossible. You think that we built the pyramids? You're insane.
This is one of the reasons why telling people who believe in conspiracy theories to simply get better at critical thinking doesn't really work.
Conspiracy theorists cloth themselves with the vocabulary of critical thinking. It's like, I'm not gullible and I'm not being tricked by the man, and open your eyes, sheeple. It's like they see themselves as the critical thinkers.
You can lead a globe earther to flat water, but you can't make them think critically about the shape of the earth.
Another big social motive is our natural desire to belong. If you're someone who feels isolated or lonely, conspiracy theories can give you a sense of belonging and community. For example, a conspiracy group like QAnon has held community events and has special codes its followers understand.
Where we go one, we go all. No matter who you are, no matter what color you are, don't let them divide us.
Where we go one, we go all, baby. Let's do this together.
Where we go one, we go all. I love everyone out there. God bless.
QAnon's also a good example of how conspiracies can give people who may feel ordinary a greater sense of purpose and the chance to feel like a hero.
So I always thought that I was just a mom and a nurse, but today it turns out that I get to become a digital soldier.
I am so very proud to be a digital soldier, and I am so very proud to be a part of this movement.
Part of the QAnon ideology is that the world is run by a cult of child abusers. By joining, you're not only joining a bigger fight, but a fight against an ultimate evil.
Are you kidding me? We will not cower down to evil. We're Americans.
There's a reason why conspiracy theories often feature evil villains, like child abusers, or even literal monsters.
Do you still think the royal family were shape-shifting lizards?
Yes, I do.
They take children and they sacrifice to them.
There is a hero narrative woven into this. You know, if you stand up, if you believe in this theory, you're one of the good people. You're not a pedophile. You're against the pedophiles. And that's, you know, an attraction as well.
This brings us to existential motives. One of the big contradictions of conspiracy theories is that believing evil forces secretly control the world can actually make some people feel safer and more in control.
Say no to the tyranny! The tyranny of the New World Order!
The reason why is because it's hard to feel in control of your life in a world that's chaotic and random.
If you have an evil dude in control, that's still more ordered than randomness, and therefore more psychologically comforting. That's counterintuitive, but that's how our brains work.
If you already think that the world is out to get you, at least knowing where it's coming from or knowing why it's happening makes it feel better than not.
This is also why we often see explosions of conspiracy theories during particularly chaotic times.
Whenever there's a frightening event where people feel that they've lost their sense of control over their lives, that is when conspiracy theories emerge.
For example, if you believe a pandemic was created and unleashed onto the world by scientists, it gives you someone to get angry at, and also creates hope that maybe next time it can be stopped.
Why do they want to do that?
Well, you've seen the Hunger Games.
Population through vaccination.
You know, blaming someone often feels easier than just sitting with the fact that, like, our universe is often in a state of chaos and it's scary and we don't know what's going to happen next.
No pandemic will ever occur without conspiracy theories. I can guarantee you that now.
The importance of knowing all of this isn't just about recognizing how conspiracy theories take hold. It's about understanding that talking to people who are down the rabbit hole is sensitive and complex.
You have to be empathetic when you talk to conspiracy theorists because they're sort of victims of themselves.
Conspiracy theories offer explanations for their suffering. They give them meaning. They give them something to blame. They are serving some sort of emotional need for them.
If believing in a conspiracy theory is just a coping mechanism for deeper problems, simply telling someone that they're wrong or ridiculing them will likely only make things worse.
And I couldn't wait to tell my family, and they just go. They just said, "You're crazy."
How does that make you feel?
Sad, I cry all the time. But I just keep praying. That's all I do. I just keep praying and asking God to open up their eyes.
Instead, you need to build trust and show genuine care. And if someone's already at the point where they're dismissing any evidence that goes against their beliefs, experts say the goal is to develop their open-mindedness. And that requires leading by example and showing them that you're willing to listen and have a genuine conversation.
Let's look at the evidence together, and maybe you can show me your evidence, I'll show you mine.
And try to challenge them to use their critical thinking, but direct it towards their own theory.
And very slowly kind of walk them out of the space, but it takes time and commitment.
The bottom line here is that anyone is vulnerable to conspiracy theories and misinformation. And it takes more than just logic and critical thinking to talk to someone that's fallen down the rabbit hole.